This title is narrated with virtual voice, computer-generated narration for audiobooks. No Best Friends for a Cowboy by Verde. Chapter 1. Summer. The thought of the upcoming birth caused excitement to bubble under Genevieve's skin. It didn't matter that it was tinged on the sides with wistfulness like a sweet pie with a crust slightly burned. She was happy for Madeline, who was due this month. The impending birth had prompted Genevieve and Gold to pack their bags and arrange to stay in Cowboy Crossing for a month or two. Well, besides Ariana incessantly inviting them and other reasons. A wave of tenderness swept over Genevieve as she folded adorable tiny onesies, booties, and socks in her guest room in the lodge. Her fingers traveled over the soft fabric. She'd pushed those thoughts away for years, but all these baby clothes brought them to the surface. She wanted her own bundle of joy. Yes, she had Gold, who was her life, but Genevieve ached to repeat the experience when she wasn't a young single mother, hurt and terrified out of her mind. But falling in love, getting married, and having another child wasn't meant to be for her, so she poured all her motherly love into her students. That had to be enough, right? How ironic was it that Ariana, who'd always said she lacked motherly instincts, had adopted 2 children. That Madeline, who'd never seemed to want a child, was about to have one. Guilt sliced Genevieve as she arranged all the gifts in boxes with ribbons for the baby shower. The baby shower Madeline had postponed until Genevieve and Gold were here. Genevieve wasn't envious of the happiness her foster sisters had found in an unexpected place. She couldn't be more thrilled for them. She just wanted. What did she want? Yes, to give love to a baby, but there was more to it. She wanted to be loved, to experience the kind of all-encompassing romantic love her sisters were experiencing. She'd never had that, and regret constricted her ribcage. Yes, she caught male attention occasionally, but she didn't feel attracted to those men. And for the first 12 years of raising Gold, Genevieve had avoided any romantic relationships after being traumatized by Gold's father so much. When she'd eventually met men she'd liked, they'd only wanted to be friends. Some of her female colleagues had advised her to lose weight to have more success on the dating scene. She'd scoffed at that. People came in all shapes and sizes, and there was just more of her to love. Right? Children's laughter drew her to the bulletproof window that overlooked the fenced-in backyard. That sound made her smile as it always did. One of the perks of her job was hearing it relatively often. She looked out the window. Isabella and her little friend from the neighboring ranch, dressed in blue and green socks and blue and green shoes, the shoes did not match the socks, played catch with Madeline's German shepherd. Kieran and Declan played with them, and their laughter joined in. Heat rose inside her, and her heart started beating faster as she watched Declan. She'd hidden her crush well so far, hadn't she? She'd even become friends with him. It was easier that way. She loved spending time with her sisters and their families, and since Declan had been spending his summer vacation at the ranch, he joined in. She hadn't noticed how she'd started looking forward to those meetings. He had the deepest brown eyes she'd ever seen, and could put everyone at ease and make them laugh in less than a minute. Especially the few times when he'd picked up the guitar at the campfire and sang country songs. The words had spoken to her, and his voice had caressed her skin like fine velvet. A longing stirred inside her. He yelled something, then lifted Isabella onto his shoulders, and the little girl giggled, clearly delighted. Genevieve could relate. This crush didn't make sense, and she was a sensible woman, or had to be. While other children had played with dolls, she'd had to grow up fast. While other teens had gone out, she'd had to cook and mother her sisters. While other young women had dated, she'd been raising her child alone.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.